So you want to start creating gaming content but don't have the money that Mr. YouTube Guide over there says you need to buy a bunch of new equipment. Well, what if I told you you could take the phone that you already own and create content that looks as clean as this? You can, at a starting price of free. So welcome everybody, my name is Doragon and I'm about to show you the cheapest way to start creating gaming content. I am a firm believer of using devices that you already own to create your gaming content. Not all of us can drop upwards of £2,500 or dollars on a new PC, capture card, microphone, etc. Some of us have to make do with what we already have. For example, games consoles offer live stream facilities directly to Twitch or YouTube with no additional external hardware required, unless it's a Nintendo Switch. PlayStation allows you to record your gameplay at up to 4K 60fps HDR for an hour at a time, then edit it and upload it directly to YouTube, all from the PlayStation system. But unless you have an Xbox or PlayStation already, you're still going to have to find a few $100s or pounds to obtain one to start making content in this manner. A majority of people, however, will have a smartphone or tablet, and you can create content from these devices easily. Most smartphones and tablets now come with built-in screen recording software. That's how I was able to get this particular Call of Duty mobile footage. If it's not built in, there are plenty of third-party applications such as ScreenStream Mirror, which do a bang-up job and will obtain you footage that looks like this. What I want to show you today is something else entirely though. Something that takes the weight fully off your device and offers you AAA gaming and 1080p 60fps super clean streams that initially is completely free, all from whatever phone you own. Even an entry-level one, like this Samsung Galaxy A40. The process I'm going to show you can work from a multitude of devices though, including tablets, laptops, even some other gaming consoles. So don't feel left out if you don't have a phone. The process is the same. Now don't click off when I say these next words. I beg of you, just hear me out. Welcome to Google Stadia. Google Stadia can be accessed in a multitude of ways, from native applications on smart devices to web browsers and a bunch of other ways in between, including a Google search for some people thanks to a recent update to their search engine. Personally, I use the web app on my phone and tablet, but this experience is the same from a browser and can be accessed from multiple devices, the link for which will be in the description box below. And while you're in that region of the page, a sub to the channel and like of the video will help me out massively. The first thing you will need to do is create a Google account that you'll use for both Stadia and YouTube. Alternatively, you can use any existing ones. Once created and sign-in or setup has been completed on both platforms, you need to link the services together. From the Stadia homepage, click on your profile picture on the top right-hand side of the screen. In the new menu that appears, click Stadia Settings, which will take you to a new page. Down the left-hand side of this new page are many menu options. You can peruse these at your leisure and adjust the settings appropriately for your preferred setup. Right now, we're going to focus on the midway point of the options menu, YouTube. Mine is already linked, as you can see. When you go to initially link them, however, this box that shows my channel will be blank and have a link button in it instead. Click on that link button and follow the on-screen instructions to link the two services together. You are now ready to stream directly to your YouTube channel from within the Stadia web app or browser with no additional software or hardware required on your end. To start a stream, first load a game. Stadia has 9 full, completely free-to-play titles and over 100 trials ranging from 30 minutes to 2 hours of game time. So there is no need to purchase a game to stream when starting out, unless of course you want to. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to choose Outcasters, one of the free-to-play titles, as my game of choice. Let the game load, then you're going to want to access the Stadia menu. Depending how you've chosen to play, This can be via a tap of the home button on a Bluetooth controller, the Stadia button on touch controls or Stadia controller, or shift and tab from a keyboard input. All options are available on mobile via the web app or browser. At the top of the Stadia menu, there are buttons for connection, controller, and options. Just below those buttons are two more, one for parties and one for live stream. As you've probably guessed, we're going to be choosing live stream on this occasion. This brings up a new side menu specifically to set up your stream. You can give this stream a title other than the default user playing name of game, and you can then choose to keep the stream private, have it as unlisted or public. The choice here is up to you. Public will allow anyone to discover the stream, tune in and chat. Unlisted means viewers can only tune in and chat if they have had the link shared with them. And private means no one can tune in live. Personally, I tend to use private for recording. Say I need overlay gameplay or I'm doing a pre-record playthrough. I'll use public to have folks tune in live and have a nice discussion, and unlisted I tend not to use so much, but it does have a place for, say, business training or viewer rewards. You then have a drop-down for audio. This allows you to choose what is heard on many different aspects. I tend to leave it on YouTube and game chat, but some people that you play with may not want their voice included, in which case you could choose YouTube only, and so on. They're fairly self-explanatory. The next two options are specific to your content: audience and viewer count. Audience essentially says who can find your content, who it is for, and if it can be monetized at such a time as you reach that milestone. Leave this as not made for kids. It gives you much more freedom in what you can say, stream, and make money off at a later date. Showing the viewer count is something that only you can see. It's entirely up to you how you treat this one. Personally, I have it on, but I realise doing this can seriously affect some streamers, so this is purely personal preference. The final thing is a Stadia-specific integration: crowd choice. This is only available on a handful of games at writing, but it is great for viewer engagement. It allows the viewers to complete in-chat polls that affect the way you play. Some of these will then automatically happen in games, such as in choice-based games for example, and some will require the streamer to input, like inverting the controls, but all create a fun experience for everyone involved. It is turned on by the slider at the bottom of your live stream menu, and once you've made your selection, you can choose to start live stream. And congratulations! You are now creating live gaming content that looks like this and hasn't cost you an additional penny. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. There are some challenges, and as you improve and want to do more with your content, you may find this option of live streaming quite limiting. This process uses the onboard mic of your phone or tablet, for example. If you've watched any of my Stadia Direct streams made in this manner, that means it can sound awful, and I'm on top of the line mobile hardware, so that could be especially accentuated on cheaper hardware. It can be overcome on many devices with the headphones that come with your phone, but you are likely going to want to invest in a decent quality external mic at some point down the line. Direct streams also have no options for facecam. Your hardware is capable of it when using a phone or tablet, and Google's data centers can definitely handle the information, but for one reason or another, Facecam isn't offered as an option in Stadia's direct streams. You also can't have overlays or alerts of any description via this method, so those nice hype moments you may have seen in other streams at this juncture aren't available via this process. Possibly the biggest limitation, though, is a lack of a way to read chat. When you're gaming and streaming via Stadia, your entire device screen is given over to the gameplay. Stadia allows you to see how many people are watching you play, but not what they are saying. This could be overcome with a pop-up type idea. It doesn't have to be a permanent fixture on the screen. Maybe something similar to the inbuilt PlayStation overlay that looks like this would help. Or this sort of overlay from Prism Live Studio. That, however, is a pipe dream for the future right now. As things stand, you would need a second screen to see what people are saying to you. Now I realise for some of the more established content creators out there, these limiting factors are deal breakers. And trust me, I get that. It's why I personally very rarely use this service. But for a moment, think about the opportunities that this opens up, remembering that it is completely free of charge for those people who don't have any other option. For them, even with these limitations, it's game-changing and an amazing start. But let's not make out that it is always going to be this exact same experience. YouTube isn't the same now as it was 2 years ago, let alone when it launched in 2005. Holy crap, I remember that launch. Services change, they evolve and adapt. As a provider learns the tools better and their user base more, they can then provide more fidelity. As an example, Stadia recently implemented disconnect protection and game swapping directly through the service. Now, with disconnect protection, if your internet drops for a moment, the stream doesn't end. Your viewers get this screen while you boot back up and rejoin your game, whose position is held for 5 minutes automatically by Stadia, and then rejoin the stream. That's an amazing quality of life update, and way beyond what the console competition offers. If you drop internet there, the stream ends immediately. Game switching is exactly what it sounds like. Say I start in Destiny 2 but want to switch to Doom. Now, I can. Previously, this would have been 2 separate streams, as exiting the game would end the stream you're on. But now, something OBS users on PC have been doing for years is available free of charge, built into a platform that you can access from your phone. And again, is something that the console competition can't do. There's also Party Stream. Say you're running competitions and the prize is a private stream where the viewers can actually talk to you. You can fulfill this all through Stadia's Party Stream. Or, you exit a match of PUBG and want to watch what your teammates are doing. This can be done through Party Stream on Stadia. It's easy to set up and even easier to watch. And in this one, as the streamer, you can actually see chat as it pops up on your game screen. Does this mean things like web alerts, chat, and facecam are coming for definite in the future? Of course not. But there's nothing to say they're definitely not coming either. And if enough people ask for these features, Google will look to implement them down the line. We've seen impressive and positive quality of life updates recently, so there is every chance that we could see something like that again. Let's just reset for a moment though, and bring this conversation back to where it should be. Getting started in gaming content creation. While more advanced features would be nice, Stadia offers some of the best tools for a budding content creator with zero barrier to entry. They need a couple of accounts, sure, but they're free to sign up for. And once done, they can start gaming and streaming for free. They utilize mics that they already have by using the ones built into their phone and tab. And at the lowest end, they get 1080p 60 FPS content that looks this good. If at some point they do upgrade to the Stadia Pro subscription, how does a 4K stream from a $100 phone sound? Because to me, it sounds amazing. So there you have it. How to get started in gaming content creation in 2022 using the devices that you already own. For the cheapest AAA option with inbuilt tools, make sure to hit that link in the description box below for either the Stadia web app or browser page and get started for free. Also, make sure to check out this video about adding those missing features to your streams from mobile, or this one about editing videos on your mobile. Otherwise, your viewership is more than enough for me, and until next time guys, have yourselves a fantastic day, and take care.